So she's very fortunate that her story aired. It went viral, so people knew about it. But what happens to the people that don't? They just die.
Keep it 100, I be feeling like Campbell soup over white rice, baked chicken with the skin on, yeah, Lowry's with black pepper, I'm fully seasoned with laughter.
What's good, 100%ers? It's your boy Dre. Welcome to my channel. Keep it 100, Dre. So, not many stories make me tear up, but this did quite a bit. So, 7-year-old little girl, Liza Scott, in Alabama, she had to sell lemonade to fundraise for her own brain surgery. So, check out this video.
Good evening. Savage's Bakery is co-owned by a father and daughter, and now 7-year-old Liza is behind the counter. Today she shared with me the story behind each glass of lemonade that's sold and the impact it has on her week ahead. Liza Scott starts her day by prepping the product.
And then we mix it.
And at Liza's lemonade stand, she offers more than just a cold drink to quench your thirst.
Got cookies, decorating stuff, candy canes.
Running your own business can be tough in a pandemic, but for little Liza, it's life or death.
She has 3 cerebral malformations. One is what they call a schizencephaly, so it's a cleft in the frontal lobe on the right side of her brain that they believe is causing most of the seizures.
Elizabeth Scott says her daughter started having seizures less than a month ago.
Our world has been turned upside down very quickly.
In 1 week, the two will fly out to Boston Children's Hospital for the first of a series of brain surgeries.
I can't handle it. So I hope I make it, and my mom keeps saying I'm going to, but I feel like I'm not.
Liza's mom says she's still processing this reality and leaning on her faith to get through it.
You know, in the moments when I feel like I can't breathe or awake in the night and I can't sleep, I pray. I'm on my hands and knees, literally praying.
All of the money from Liza's lemonade stand will help cover medical costs. The Homewood community wasted no time in showing their support. While we were shooting interviews, a customer read Liza's story and immediately pulled out his wallet.
Thank you. $100.
She's very sweet. I can tell it. I want to help.
Scott has gotten additional insurance to help cover the medical bills, but with travel and hotel costs, this surgery is already upwards of $10,000 out of pocket.
And as a single mom, I'm the financial supporter of both my children, so this is not something you can budget for.
When life hands you lemons,
she makes amazing lemonade.
So just an update to the story is she was able to raise $25,000 after her story aired on the news and people found out. So that's a good thing. She is going to be able to afford to get her surgery now. But she had to... But the cost to get her surgery was $10,000 out of pocket. If this story didn't air, she likely would have died because she could not have afforded the surgery. The mom couldn't have afforded the surgery. The average American has no money in the bank, especially after a pandemic. The average American couldn't afford, I believe it said 72% of Americans couldn't afford a $500 emergency. And a much higher percent couldn't afford a $1,000 emergency. And the mom is expected to pay $10,000 out of pocket to pay for a 7-year-old girl's brain surgery. That's just crazy to me. And there's thousands of stories all the time that don't make the news and these people just die. Adults, little kids, that just die because their stories never get aired. So she's very fortunate that her story aired. It went viral, so people knew about it. But what happens to the people that don't? They just die. 33,000 people die every single year because they lack health care. And that's only in the US. Other countries around the world, that's not a thing. People don't die because they lack health care. But America's supposed to be the greatest in the world. The greatest nation on earth. People dying because they can't get proper health care. And the 33,000 people that die a year because they lack health care in America, that's actually an improvement somehow from the 45K that used to die back in 2008 and 9 when the healthcare system was even worse. Obamacare is a terrible system, but what we had before was complete madness when 45,000 people died a year because they lack health care. So every year, there's at least 33,000 stories similar to this girl who just can't afford to get health care and they just die. The news isn't going to interview 33,000 people a year to find out what's wrong and their story goes viral and then it's saved. No, those people just, they're gone, they're dead. The system is completely broken. And then there's many people who just don't go to the doctor because they know they can't afford health care. Somebody very close to me doesn't have insurance and she doesn't want to go to the doctor because she knows she can't afford it. That's messed up. And hopefully everything is right because she's someone that's very close to me. But she shouldn't be afraid to go to the doctor because she can't afford to go to the doctor. And what are the odds if something terrible was going on that her story would go viral? My Nana, she passed 7 years ago. 7 years ago on February 28th. In large part because she couldn't afford proper care at the age of 59. I got very sick in 2016 and lost all of my savings because I couldn't afford proper care. I had to pay out of pocket. So I had to choose between trying to stay alive or dying with the money in my bank account. That's what I had to choose between. I, as a 21-year-old, had over $27,000 saved up. But because I got sick, I had to try to save myself. And I'm still sick to this day. Still sick. I still have many health issues. The doctors didn't really find out what happened, but it's not as bad as it used to be. And this happens to thousands of people a year. And enough people aren't going to care until it happens to their family members. That's when it matters. Listen, we need to fight for Medicare for all. If a politician say they're against Medicare for all, vote against them. If you love the Democratic Party, you're a fan of the Democratic Party, you think you're on their team. If any politician is a Democrat, they say they're against Medicare for all for whatever reason, you know they're your enemy. Because they're saying to your face, hey, if someone you know, you care, you love, gets sick, hey, there's nothing we can do about it. When they can easily pass Medicare for all and get the people the help they need. So if they don't do that, they say, oh, we love, or they say something weaselly, like, oh, we'd love to do it, but it's tearing down the system from scratch, blah, blah, blah. Whatever the foolishness they like to say, you know they're lying. They're your enemy. They might as well treat them like the Republicans. Because that's what they are. Obama, he admitted that he governed like a 1980s Republican. So you're okay with the Democratic Party being a 1980s Republican? You know who was in office in the 1980s? Ronald Reagan. Are you okay with Ronald Reagan being the president? Are you okay with that? Are you? Because that's what Obama was. And that's what Joe Biden is governing right now as. And that's who Kamala is. That's who the Democrats are. They're the 1980s Republicans. That's one of the few truthful things Obama said when he was in office. The Democrats, he was a 1980s style Republican. And the Republicans are just fascists. So don't think I'm a a Republican supporter just because I'm saying the Democrats are terrible. Bill Clinton was terrible. I don't care how many people like him, say he was charming, whatever type of foolishness people that they said about Bill Clinton. He was terrible. He was atrocious. Obama was atrocious. And Joe Biden's starting out with foolishness. And he will end up probably being atrocious as well. He was atrocious as a senator. He bragged about writing the crime bill. And that's people we put in office. Like I said in many videos, the Republicans, they shoot you in the face, they don't hide who they are. They tell you how much they hate you. The Democrats, smile on your face, stab you in the back. I'd rather not be shot or stabbed. So if a Democratic politician said they're not in favor of Medicare for all, like I said before, you know who your enemies are. So, no word of the day for this video. I'm very happy that little Liza Scott, she was able to raise the more than the $10,000 necessary to receive her surgery. Because it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking that she even has to go through that. She can't just go to the doctor and get a surgery. This is not something that goes on anywhere else in the world. Anywhere else in the world, you're sick, you get help. Here, when you're sick, oh, what insurance you have? You wouldn't have this you wouldn't have insurance? I don't know what to tell you. Oh, you wouldn't have this insurance? I take this insurance, not that insurance? I don't know what to tell you. Oh, you have insurance, you've been paying for your insurance? Well, I don't know if I want to accept it. I might cover a part of it. I might cover the first $1,000. You pay the next $75,000 and there we go. People have medical debt. People in other countries don't know what medical debt is. Because their whatever illness, sickness, issues that they have is covered by their tax dollars. And that's how it should be here. But bootlicking liberals, they think the Democrats are okay while letting 33,000 people a year, like this little girl, die because they're servants for the corporations. So that's all I gotta say for the video. No word of the day for today. If you like the content, like and subscribe to the channel and turn the notification bell so you see my next videos. 100%. Peace.
Well, I've been stacking up. Nah, really that ain't accurate, cause I just spent my whole damn advance in the past couple months just to compensate for times we ain't have enough. Ooh.